This is the Hintz Family Alumni Center, home to our 700,000 living Penn State alumni.
Penn State also has the largest dues-paying alumni association with over 174,000 members. Also outside of the Hintz Family Alumni Center is the Blue and White Society and ourselves, line ambassadors.
One of my favorite stories about Penn State alumni was when my friend studied abroad in Jordan. He was eating his dinner and his entire meal got paid for because a fellow Penn State alumni saw his hat from across the restaurant and paid for his meal. This is Schwab Auditorium, one of the oldest buildings on Penn State's campus. It is home to the Penn State Thespian Society, the oldest continuously running club on campus. Some other events that come through Schwab are TEDx PSU and Fuse Productions, which is a downtown production company.
Right down the road, right behind me, is the Westgate building. This is going to be home to the College of Information Science and Technology, otherwise known as IST. This building is a bridge that goes right over Atherton Street, and located inside of it is the Cybratorium, which is one of the nicest lecture halls I've ever seen, with computers all around you. And then on the other side of me is the Willard building. The Willard building is all classrooms, nothing else is inside of it, and currently it's being renovated as a media center for the College of Communications.
Speaking of the College of Communications, this is the Carnegie Building, home to the College of Communications, where you can find marketing, ad PR, and even broadcast journalism. Now, broadcast journalism will be across the street where they'll shoot their award-winning Center County Report right here on campus.
Now behind us is the Petit and Paterno Library, the largest library at State College. Over on this side is the Paterno Library, with each level of the library being a different library for a college. Also at the bottom is the Starbucks, which is great for those late night study sessions that I personally use myself. And over on the other side is the Petit, which is home to the Knowledge Commons, which is another great computer lab and study area for students to use and reserve.
Penn State is also a part of the Big Ten Share program, which means if there is a book that you need for your major or project and Penn State doesn't have it, we'll ask all of the other schools in the Big Ten if they have it. If they don't have it, we always say that you better start writing because it doesn't exist. This is the recently renovated Burroughs Building, home to our Language Arts Department. When I was a student studying Spanish, I came here to meet with my professor and TAs to talk about different study techniques that I could use to get ahead in class.
And over on this side of the Petit Mall is the Sparks Building, home to the College of Liberal Arts, which has the most majors and minors of any college across campus. In the basement of the Sparks Building is PSU tutoring, which I personally use myself for a lot of those difficult math classes that I had to take my freshman year that helped me get ahead of the game.
Behind me now is Rec Hall, where the Penn State Line Ambassadors host their Be a Part from the Start program, where different freshmen get to come and learn the Penn State fight songs, learn all about the S-Zone, win prizes, and more. It's a great opportunity for freshmen to kick off the semester right. Put your smiles on because this is the most photographed location on Penn State's campus.
This is the Nittany Lion Shrine, class gift of 1940, and it went through a couple of renovations in 2012 because of its little ear. Now we are here at the Pascarilla Spiritual Center. Penn State is considered a non-denominational school.
Penn State also wants to make sure that all of their students feel comfortable. So if there's a religion that cannot be practiced here at the Spiritual Center, Penn State will pay for the travel to take you to any location possible so that you can practice your religion.
This is the brand new Penn State School of Music Recital Hall. You can attend over 200 events per semester here, so if you're ever looking for something to do, this is the place to look.
One time I attended a jazz concert here, and I put my head back and closed my eyes, and it felt like the sound was all around me. It felt like I was right on stage with the band. This is the Palmer Art Museum. It's the largest art museum between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia.
It only ever has 4% of its collection on display at a time, including both permanent and rotating exhibits.
Wow. This road behind me is not just home to cars and catabuses, but it's also where Penn State students run the Thon 5K, which is a part of the special events program within Thon. And you know what that is? The largest student-run philanthropy in the world. Penn State's Thon, home in the Bryce Jordan Center.
This is the Borland Building, home to the College of Arts and Architecture.
But it's also where the original Penn State Creamery was, right down there. So right now we are at the Berkey Creamery.
This is the largest campus creamery in the world.
And the only person to ever mix flavors here, because that's something that you cannot do here, was Bill Clinton. There's also some other rules.
Right, there's only one other rule. You can get any colored sprinkles you want, as long as they're blue and white. This is the We Are statue, class gift of 2013, and located right on the opposite corner from the Bryce Jordan Center.
The IM building is one of our 4 fitness facilities on campus. It has pickleball in the basement, soccer in the back, and even a brand new rock climbing wall. This is where students will complete their GHW, which is their General Health and Wellness credit. Beaver Stadium is home to the Penn State football team. The Lion Ambassadors are an organization that runs the S Zone, which is the big S you can find in the end zone of our football games.
Beaver Stadium holds over 106,000 people, and Beaver Stadium is also the 2nd largest stadium in the Western Hemisphere and the 4th largest stadium in the world.
The Bryce Jordan Center is where you can find basketball here at Penn State. It's also where you can find the largest student-run philanthropy in the world, which is our Penn State Thon. The career fair can also be found in the Bryce Jordan Center in the fall season, where you can find technical and non-technical positions and even internships. The Pagula Ice Arena is brand new to Penn State's campus. It was recently renovated and is home to the Penn State hockey team. Some of our members of the hockey team are currently working professionally and even in the minor leagues. This is the Bank of America Career Service Center. Penn State holds the largest fall career fair for technical and non-technical positions.
They also offer many other services for students and alumni to use, including mock interviews, conferences, and they also allow you to rent a suit out for those interviews and internships and such.
And whenever you're a Penn Stater, you're always a Penn Stater. So these services are available to alumni just like you. This is the Student Health Center. It has a fully functioning pharmacy right on the main level.
We also offer counseling and psychological services, otherwise known as CAPS. Here we have mental well-being services, we have counseling, as well as community outreach programs.
The Millennium Science Complex is a huge building, but it has 0 classrooms inside.
Yep, this building is strictly dedicated to research, and Penn State offers over 3,000 research programs just within the Eberly College of Science.
This is the Berkey Building, also known as the Berkey Buffet because of all the student resources it holds inside, like global programs.
They also offer the Gender Equity Center, and while there are all these good resources, there are also the bad resources that sometimes we don't want to come here for, including the Office of Student Conduct.
This is the Hub, or the Hetzel Union Building. Inside here, you can find student affairs or the engagement space, which is an area that allows students to find different organizations that they can connect with on Penn State's campus. We have over 1,000 student organizations.
Also within the Hub is the Paul Robeson Cultural Center, otherwise known as the PRCC, which offers programs to help appreciate a lot of our diverse backgrounds and cultures of our Penn State students. Their programs often talk about social justice, which help give students a unique perspective when they apply to a lot of these clubs and organizations. Also within the hub, directly connected to the PRCC, is the Conrad Center Sexual for Gender Diversity. Inside this location, it offers an open, safe, and inclusive environment for all those students who identify as gender diverse.
This is one of my favorite places on campus. This is Old Main, once the only building on Penn State's campus.
Students built Old Main as part of their tuition in the past. They used old Coley to bring limestone from where their corner room currently is over here.
And now it is home to Penn State offices for administration. Also, the bell tower that you can see from this view was just renovated and looks beautiful today in the sun. This beautiful scene behind me is the Penn State elm trees on Petit Mall. They were the class gift of 1986 and stand very tall and look over all of the campus today. A fun fact about the squirrels that live in these trees are that Penn State spent $23 to bring in the first set of squirrels that are now known as the Penn State famous squirrels. You can even find them on YouTube.
On the other side of Old Main is Downtown State College. About 50% of students move off campus into Downtown State College their freshman year. And just along College Ave, there are many beautiful and delicious restaurants, stores, and other amazing outlets for you.
Thank you so much for joining us on our trip around Penn State's campus. I know this campus holds a special place in my heart. As I'm soon to become an alumni, I'm hopefully joining this location right behind us, and I'm going to remember all of the great times I had here at University Park.
Thank you all for your time and support today. And once again, we are
Penn State!